And we come back to the world of Mayas Tosai with another episode of Bad Rules. Show the cast off and let them speak. And we are late. Very late, oh so very late. I'm so
Very
tired.
late. For a very important date.
We're late, we're late! That was a literary reference.
Or a movie reference.
I think the book came
Horror
first.
movie?
The book was first.
Yeah, but, you know, more people probably saw the movie because that's just the way things go.
The
Book's actually pretty good, and it's free on, what's it called? Kindle.
free!
Yeah.
Free!
That's my favorite price!
Mine too.
I like free. Free is my favorite price.
Yeah, a lot of really old books are free on Kindle, I've found. So I've been reading all kinds of, like, really old stories.
Yeah.
Did they actually land the Falcon 9?
Yes,
Good.
they did land the Falcon 9.
Was it a land or was it a sea based?
I think they said C.
On the rafty thing, I think.
Yeah.
Yep. They're the little barge. It's
Wait,
cool.
no, they must have landed it somewhere else, because my friend, who's into all space stuff, said it's the first time they did that, and they've already landed on a drone boat.
They've already landed on land, too.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so I don't know what else they could have landed on.
I have to rewatch the footage.
They landed it on Musk.
On him.
He's holding it up. Yeah!
It could be a new thing because I know they're trying to improve their recovering technology. Sorry, we're talking about space. We should be talking about D&D. How about them D&D stuff?
Yeah.
There's
Speaking of
space in
D&D,
D&D, you just don't know how to get there.
my lootware this month apparently is D&D based.
Nice.
Very excited.
If this is drone boat, then it would be the third. I just saw what Harold said in chat. It would be the third one, I think.
Yeah, I think it would be the third one.
The third drone boat. But they've only launched 4 landable rockets. The last 4 have been landable, I think.
Yeah, they had a few failures initially, but
Yeah.
like Musk said about it, and other program directors, once it becomes so commonplace that it's not something everyone's cheering about whenever you land it, then you know you did it right.
I don't know. I'm going to cheer every time it happens. It's the first West Coast.
Damn.
Yeah.
That does take it a little bit of a different work because the calculations are different on atmospherics and
Math!
and- yeah, there's different math.
And it's also going a counter against the rotation of the Earth, so which is harder to do.
So, random question to the DM.
Yes.
Do I have to multi-class to be able to have an attack doge? Okay.
An attack doge, no, not if you just got a normal attack doge. If you wanted a special attack doge that leveled with you, yes, you would have the multi-class. That would
Good
be
point.
Ranger.
Yeah, but then you gotta get to level 3?
Yes, you'd have to be a
Yeah.
level 3 Ranger and then keep
I think it's
leveling
level 3.
Ranger, otherwise your doge wouldn't get hugely better, and it would be there with you, but, you know, when you go up against things later, like dragons, and your attack doge is there, it probably isn't good for the lower level attack doge to get breath weaponed.
Yeah.
No. Toasty doge.
Well, toasty doge or frozen doge,
Hot
or
doge.
acidly dissolved doge, or lightning doge, or poisoned doge. Yeah, those are the 5.
So many options.
I had to remember what all 5 were. It's like, okay, let's see. You've got fire breath, which is the common one, and then acid, and some people know about, and then frost. Well, you know, people tend to know about frost-based stuff, and then I'm like, what are the other 2? Oh yeah, poison breath, and what's blue? Oh yeah, lightning. They're cool. They have lightning breath.
Zzz.
Lightning breath. Sorry.
Only if they roll a 5 or a 6 to recharge it on their turn.
Only.
But that's how the breath weapon recharges. Every turn they get to roll and see if it recharges if you roll a 5 or 6 on a d6. So it's a 33% chance of breath weapon coming back every turn. And those things hurt.
hurt bad
Persuaded?
enough coming from Iski.
Yeah, really?
Hmm.
She's the little dragon.
I do like your new emails, by the way, Grok, with the QQ.
You know what that QQ's from, I would bet.
Yeah, that's Van Duel, isn't it?
Yeah, it's Van Duel for QQ. It was in their lettering system. They had QQ. I saw it there, and I'm like, "Yep, mine."
Yeah, it's a scythe with a C, or it's a sigh with a C in terms of like it's how you make it. It looks like a Greek sigh with a C. That's awesome. QQ.
in their alphabet, it literally is. They have a letter for double Q. So I'm
Oh no, it's and their linguist is so good at it. I know that's an inside joke. He made the double Q as an inside joke for the language. It has to be an inside
surprised.
joke. Yeah. Sorry, we're off track.
Is it followed by noob?
There needs to be a Van Duel Van Duel lettering for noob. Just a single phrase for noob.
Sorry, I have a package being delivered that is late.
D&D relevant. Don't trust anyone. It says don't trust anyone while posting a YouTube link.
Yes, we don't trust you.
I don't trust that link. Stop.
Not clicking on it.
The link name is pro tip, don't trust anyone you find in a dungeon. I love BTTV because I can mouse over it, gives me the pop-up. It is a 1 minute and 37-second video with 3 views.
And
3 views?
0 likes, 0 negatives.
Yeah.
It's got a perfect record.
As I was saying, you can see that we have 2 AFKs listed. Carrick couldn't be here at the last minute, and Iski is on a different schedule for the moment, so she can't be here for this and maybe a couple more episodes, but she will be back. She misses everyone. So I'm going to have to NPC 2 people, and poor Carrick, because of my rolls last time. Wait until you see what happens to him.
I mean, isn't he tied up in a bathtub?
Yeah, he's tied up in a bathtub right now.
It's gonna get worse. Gonna get worse. Oh yes. So, do we have announcements before we get going?
Nope.
No?
Yeah, I got my 1-year Twitch partnership celebration.
Oh, wow, 1 year.
Yay!
Wow,
I survived
it's
a
been
year.
Holy shit.
Speaking of Twitch partnerships, I got my button.
We did you last week.
Yay.
I said important announcements, remember?
You always say it's not
this.
important. Oh.
It's because I
Also-
don't have mine yet and I'm super jealous.
The other thing is that we have my 1-year stream anniversary for the pub is Monday.
Nice.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So
When you switched over.
Cool.
when I
You'll
switched over to
always
the
be
pub,
berserker to us.
but by the way, you chat. Do you know who came up with the Astro Pub? It was Grakees.
Oh
Grakees came up
shit,
with a
that's
name.
right, I did, didn't I?
Grakees came up with a name.
I
Because
completely
There is
forgot
his
about that conversation when you were
Uh-huh.
rebranding.
So
Oh my god.
Grakees is responsible for the pub.
I got you partnership. God damn it, why do I get everyone else partnerships? Why am I good at helping other channels?
But yeah, no, so yeah, I got my partnership celebration, 1-year celebration on Saturday. Hopefully a 10k follower as well. We're like 50 away, so should be fine.
Oh,
Go
cool.
follow Flint.
But yeah, and it's going to be a subathon too. So start at 4 hours. Every sub, tip, bit, whatever, is going to add time. So yeah, could be up to 24 hours. I may extend to 36 if I'm still alive at the end of 24. We'll see. We will see.
Awesome.
That's it.
Are you going to be playing D&D as well during this time frame, or?
Yeah, we can do. Indeed. It'll be pretty early on, so I'll probably do like an hour or 2 beforehand if I wake up in time, and then D&D, and then back to my stream.
You have all the image stuff. We'll do it on your channel for a special episode.
Yeah. So I'll host the thing, which means we'll do live setup.
You can see me wandering in with a coffee, like, "What? I'm not late. I'm only 5 minutes late."
Yeah, and you get to see. So I haven't fixed the pre-stream hair today. I'm wearing a hat, but normally it comes up, and it's something like that.
Nice.
You should
Perfect.
sculpt it into a. You should make that a goal for the one of your partners to actually get a mohawk live on stream.
Or just shave my head.
Shave your head. Just shave your head.
No, not the whole head, just the middle. A
The
reverse
middle.
mohawk.
Just
Oh.
the middle.
Reverse mohawk.
That wouldn't be terrifying at all.
Spike the
Or
sides.
shave off my beard.
Oh,
No,
no,
not the beard.
no,
Yeah.
no,
Never shave the beard.
No.
Remove all the hair on the head before you
no.
remove
If
Not
the
even if we
beard's
just-
going, you're saving that for something important, like
Mhm.
the end of the world, and we need to
Shave
fund the party.
your eyebrows.
Subs is pretty important. So I think that's what I'll probably do on the subathon is if we hit 250 during the 24 hours, I'll extend to 36.
Ooh.
But bearing in mind that we're like 80 away from that, I'm not expecting that at all. So. Maybe 90 away actually. No, we're 90.
You're
away.
aiming for 250.
That's ultimately the goal because it means I unlock 2 more emotes.
That's right.
500, he'll shave the beard.
500, I will shave off the beard.
Well, then we just need to make sure you never get to 500.
Yeah.
Damn it!
500
Now we will
during the
spank you.
subathon. Only during the subathon. 500
Yeah.
during the subathon.
Yeah.
Subathon.
It will get shaved.
At least we have
Seriously,
unachievable
if-
goals behind it.
Yeah, it's Twitch. It's totally unachievable when they hear something like that.
Go tell all your friends. 500 and a man will shave his beard live on stream.
Yeah.
Yes.
And then for me, because if I don't mention it, I'll probably get yelled at because I snuck it up in the corner. But I'm gonna be doing more with tomorrow. Other side, that corner, you can see it.
Am I
I
pointing
have
the
a
right way?
donation bar up. That
Go
I had.
donate.
I had to put it up this month because Grakees had to decide between medication that keeps him, not crazy and alive, and electricity. So it's kind of to keep, the lights on. Because it's the first of the year and electricity's done weird here where you have to prepay and then they give you credit back if you don't use it every so many months.
What? That's weird.
Yeah, it is weird.
Yeah. Oh yeah, we have a wonderful system here. I want to get the hell out of New York, people, please. I want the hell out of this crappy state.
Come to Seattle.
It would be, the cost of living would probably be the same at this point.
Come to Florida.
The
Yeah.
New York.
Sophie's here.
The New York.
Yeah,
Go to
no.
Texas. Go live with Baron.
Yeah. Go with.
Yeah.
I'm moving to Austin, so in June.
Oh, that's true, huh?
Mention that.
I've thought about Austin. I've got 3 cities.
Yeah.
Austin?
Say,
Because it's kind of close to Dallas and there's a lot of voice acting in both.
and there's also lots of QA jobs there that you can get. So
Yeah. So Austin, LA, region because voice acting and I might be able to get hookups there, or Seattle because also voice acting and software and everything. So those are like the 3 cities.
So-
Nobody ever wants to move to Arizona.
Everyone wants to move to LA, especially if you're in creative field. But like 99% of people don't make it.
Yeah.
And LA shit.
I have
Fuck LA.
connections though. That's the only reason I would think that. It's because I had pre-connections to certain things. So
Well, I'll say the only other place if you can do voice acting is Vancouver, and Seattle is right across the way from Vancouver.
Seattle also does stuff too.
Yeah.
Yeah, we got a whole voice acting
Huge
scene.
chunks of the video game voice acting stuff is done in Seattle. Like Blizzard does stuff out there too, for a lot of their major things, and other companies. So yeah, voice acting. I've now had 3 paying voice acting jobs.
Nice.
So I am officially an actual voice actor at this point.
Have you-
It's
have you-
I've auditioned for? Like,
Have you applied for the union?
SAG-AFTRA?
Yeah.
No, I haven't done any SAG jobs.
Oh, you have to do a SAG job. I thought you had to get
You have to
credited
have a
on
certain
that.
amount of credit behind you, but mine's behind the scenes work, so I don't get credits on it. I get paid
What's
to
that
do
for?
it, but
SAG.
SAG, Screen Actors Guild,
So
voice
like
actor side after.
Yeah,
Ah.
acting, actors, and anyone involved in the creative field, specifically with like movies and television stuff like that. In order to join the unions or the guilds, you actually have to have time. You have to be at least an apprentice, essentially, in the field, and so you have to have enough proof that you're an apprentice in the field. And how do you do that? Is you have to get jobs that pay you, and you get a what is it called? Credited. Like you actually get it credited in the credits and everything.
It also
Yeah.
costs money to join, and I don't have that, so
Mhm.
there's fees and stuff involved, and I'd have to be in a much more prominent city to make that worth anything joining. But nope, not there yet. Maybe someday. So yes, the bar is up, and we've got our announcements. We also have the Captain's Table coming up after. I'm going to be on that. We only have a couple of hours of game time, so we're going to get into this, get into a recap of where they are, and see what they think of the situation. Time for the recap music. I don't have the big screen because I couldn't get Game Show up and running in time. On the previous episode of Bad Rolls, the Minotaurs had finally made their way into the swamps of Pouillon, outside of Fastador. Navigating into the city, they found themselves in an area with culture. Not at all what they expected. City streets, a party atmosphere. Much to what Flint and Garrett remembered of their time here. However, something was different. Something was going on in the city where there was an odd dichotomy that had formed. Humans and Dragonborn all coordinating business deals with each other, appearing to have a different social status compared to the other races. Something they'd heard before. Definitely piqued their attention. They proceeded to investigate within the city, finding a green Dragonborn who seemed to have a standing at what was told to them to be the center seat of power for the town of Vastador in this region. However, he refused to give his name. Through this conversation, they headed back out, found their way to an inn, took time to bathe, relax, order food, and just take a moment to themselves, though noticing they were being watched during a moment of drunken dwarven singing by Flint. After some time up in their room, along with an odd moment with Carrick, who had passed out in the bathtub drunk, turning into a gopher right in the room there, they decided to hogtie him and wait for a waitress that they had contacted the previous time, paid 30 gold to, and said that she would provide them with more information as to what was going on. They waited through the night. Dawn broke. There was no sign of her. They are fully rested, but their rest was broken by a scream out in the hallway just outside their room in this tavern inn sort of area that they had set up. So with that, we pick back up with our adventurers.
I kick open the door and run outside.
Kick it open.
just kick it open, boot it open. I don't even bother. Like I need to get out, and I don't have enough time for door handles.
You run forward. Roll me a athletics check.
Hey, make you roll.
No, it is. Brett, I'm playing my character. All right, playing my character. Don't get on because I'm playing my character. Garrett helps. He loves people. He wants to make people feel beautiful. He does not have time for doors. Go through the walls if he had to.
That's what Flint would do.
That is what Flint would do.
If on the other side were some beer.
He helped people. That would be a 10.
You rush forward, kick the door as hard as you can, and find yourself putting your foot through the door, leaving a small hole stuck now in the door a bit. As you remember, the door swings inward into the room.
That's kind of what I was thinking. Yeah. I'm gonna grab my swords and open the door and walk out and run out quickly to see where the scream is coming from.
Zangulus, you rush forward, grab the door handle, open it. Garrett, you get kind of pushed into the door. As you get your foot out and both of you go into the hallway now to find people coming out of their rooms, standing around, and there you see the very waitress from the day before, with a knife at her side, slumped over onto the ground, and a cut across her throat. Knife is in her hand. Blood just everywhere, completely soaking.
So say, is there a little bit of crack sprinkled around here? Because this sounds like a setup. I immediately approach her. She's bleeding out, right? Or she's dead. Looks dead.
She looks very much dead. Roll me an investigation.
Crit. 20.
Oh, damn. Okay. As
I look to see if I can't save her.
You take command of the scene, telling people to...
Everyone back up. I am a doctor. I know what I'm doing. So you may bless me. And as I look.
You hear muttering from the crowd around you, just a chorus of whispers. You know, you hear people saying, "Not again, what did she say? What did she say?" And talking with each other. The accents are very much local to the region. It appears that people tend to stay in this area quite a bit. Looking over the body.
Okay.
Giving you the details of this real quick. You look over the body and you have a very keen eye for the situation here as to what happened. The cut is matching to where the knife blade is in her hand. The angle of it is exact to what someone would do to themselves, and you have had the unfortunate situation of having to prepare bodies for rites, funeral rites of those who did commit suicide. And some had taken the method of slitting their own throat. And everything in the signs of it, the way that the blood pattern is, there's no sign of any bruising on her other than from where she lay. There's nothing to show you any signs of foul play, as if she were attacked, as if someone did this, as if she was forced to. It doesn't fit her character from how she was behaving yesterday, but all signs of it appear as if she did in fact get up to this area and then perform this act on herself.
Okay. Let me check something. Can I figure out, just generally speaking, she's been dead pretty recently. This isn't like something like she killed herself a while ago and now suddenly is like someone placed her here or anything like that, right?
From what you can tell, because you managed to gather a lot of information with that 20, your keen eye was able to tell that the time of death on this was somewhere between 4 and 6 hours ago, and from the blood pooling and the way it is, it doesn't look like she was moved here. whatever happened, she did this here. She came up the stairs quietly enough that you didn't notice waiting for her.
So the scream wasn't her. Someone finding her. I immediately turned around and tried to say, "Who found her? Who was the first person who found her? Who screamed?"
It was a very high-pitched scream, but you see a burly 50-year-old bronzed sailor-looking man with a beard with braided up, just standing there kind of shaking, eyes wide.
So it's been 4 hours, so I can't do anything. Can I investigate her clothing to see if she has any kind of information on her, like any notes, anything else like that? Knowing that I've dealt with suicides before, often they leave notes. So
go ahead and roll another investigation check to actually search through the pockets at this point and not just ascertain the scene.
Let me double check my investigation real quick, but I rolled poorly. 6.
You went from Holmes to Flint.
Let's pick up her skirt. Is there here? You know? God.
You're a bit more crass while you're searching the body at this point. Not having gathered the information from the scene, you're not too worried about it. You search through the pockets. You find the 30 gold.
I'll leave the 30 gold on there.
So you find the 30 gold that was given.
Oh. Someone roll a 6.
You're muted, Flint.
My axe.
What'd you do?
What did you do? Because I didn't
recharged my mantle axe.
Oh, you recharged
that was recharged in your 17 days because the chances of it not recharging were.
Oh.
Just
Remember,
wasted
I
my
gave that
1/6.
Yeah, I gave that to you because it was 17 days travel, and like you're gonna roll a 6 in that time frame. Logically, you get it back. In searching through, you find the gold on her, along with some silver and copper. Searching through, pieces of paper. There's nothing in her pockets.
Nothing. Okay.
Not that you can find. Just there is a brass key.
Yeah, but that, which I assume is a key that you can get into places with. I yell for Zangulus. Zangulus!
Yeah.
We need to get these people out of here, and we need to find some sort of authority.
Get out of here! I'll start.
Like waving your swords around?
Yeah, well, not waving my swords around. Like, all right. Nothing to see here.
Move along.
Roll me a persuasion check there, Zangulus.
Huh?
Oh,
Roll
God.
me a persuasion check.
Persuasion. I'm sure I have no bonuses in that.
Hey, you're not waving your swords around or being menacing, so it's a persuasion, not
I
intimidation.
don't want to be menacing. I just want to get him out of here.
That's why it's persuasion, not intimidation.
Oh, 19.
All right, you do command an air of authority between you
That's right.
and Garrett taking control over the scene. Everyone does start to look at each other like, and they look back over at you a little bit wary, but they start to disperse, going back to their rooms. The large bronzed man with the beard turns back around, and you see a small framed woman up next to him, patting him on the shoulders. He hunches over and you can hear him bawling as he goes back off to his room.
All right.
Anyway. So did you find anything?
No, but I wasn't very... she did not have anything on her.
Oh, okay.
But she was killed. She died 4 hours ago. 4 to 5 hours ago. And she was she was killed herself.
That doesn't make any sense.
It doesn't, but she killed herself for some reason. It is what I see from my investigation. It is definitely she killed herself. Even the pool of blood at the bottom indicates killing herself several hours ago.
That's very strange, because why would... I mean, she almost made it up to our room, even.
I have a theory, but I do not know what to do. I do not trust the authorities to deal with her. I don't know if there is even authorities to deal with her.
Well, I mean, we've got to tell somebody. We can just leave her up here.
Yes. I will go down and talk with the manager. Can you leave her? Do not move her.
Yeah.
And get the Flint, maybe the Raven, to investigate the area, see if they can find something that I did not.
Did I get woken up by this, or was I still way too drunk?
At this point, the scream, the crash into the door, you're stirring at this point. Groggy, bleary-eyed, headache, but you're like, what the hell? That sort of waking
Also,
up.
Well,
before I go down, Grakees, I go back to the
Bits
door.
of chicken in your beard.
I use repair. I use repair on the door to mend it, or I think it's mend, whatever. It's the instant.
Yeah, I gotcha.
Yeah.
You walk back over to the door, just kind of look at the small hole from your boot print, and just sheepishly put your hand forward, and it.
Yeah.
While he's doing that, I want to look around her body to see if I can find any signs that anybody else was around her other than us, the two of us.
Well, I mean, there's a whole crowd.
Yeah, but depending on where she was, maybe the crowd would have been... Would the crowd have been between her and the stairs?
Oh, yeah.
If she walked... Oh, darn. Okay, never mind. I was trying to think if maybe there was any signs that somebody had done something and then left.
You can still check.
Okay.
I was going to say also, remember, Zangulis, we those shady guys who you saw at the bar.
Oh, I remember.
Do you think you can recognize them? Again?
I would guess they are still looking shady wherever they are. It wouldn't be hard to recognize them. I only got a good look at one of their faces, though.
Do you remember who was helping them? The bartender or...
Yeah, I think it was the bartender.
I will go talk to the bartender when I talk with the owner. I will be back.
All right. Oh, I still want to do a quick just
Yeah,
check
go
to
ahead.
see if there's anything in there.
Roll an investigation check to see if there's any sort of trail across the scene. Things disturbed in a specific way.
Rolled that pretty well, 19.
All right, looking through, you're able, especially with your ranger capabilities, it's not your forte in this area. It's a urban building. You're used to, leaves and woods and mud prints. But looking through and checking the dust, it doesn't look like there's any sign of anyone rushing away from the body or moving other than normal foot traffic that is older. You don't see anything specific that would indicate trouble, any droplets of blood that trail in that direction. Nothing like that. It's very much as Garrett described it. Looks like she came up to this location and killed herself.
All right.
I guess I will also, seeing as I've been been
What?
roused from my slumber, have a little look around, because it's a stone building, right? If there's any oddities.
It's wood on the upper floors where you are, stone downstairs for a base.
Doesn't matter. I'm too hungover to notice anything moving around.
You're stumbling around and paying attention, kind of crawling across the floor, thinking that you might figure out what's going on by looking at the floor. Not having yet noticed the body, you're crawling out into the hallway, look up, and now you finally notice what woke everyone up.
What the bloody hell's going on here?
We're not sure yet. The waitress who was helping us, we found her dead up here.
Dead?
It looks like she slit her own throat, but that just doesn't make any sense.
Why the bloody hell would she do that?
That's the question.
Well, this is strange.
Yes. Garrett says he has some theories, but he's going downstairs to talk to some people right now instead.
Righto. All right, well, hang on, see about some breakfast. Let me know if you find anything.
Alright.
All right. With that, you head downstairs, following after Garrett. You're still upstairs. Raven, your attention's peaked at this point by whatever it is that's going on. You've been able to start to overhear the conversation being woken up by all of this.
Has Garrett left at this point? Did I see him leave?
You saw him go into the hallway. You're still in the room.
I'm gonna try. Are there still people standing around, or did they leave?
As you come now to the doorway, you can see there's no one left in the hall. Whatever, you can also see the body of the waitress at this point.
I want to, even if I already saw Garrett do it, I want to check her body over to see if there's anything he left behind.
Like 30 gold.
That's your nature. Go ahead
Like 30
and
gold.
give me an investigation check.
Natural 20.
Oh. You see
All right.
everything.
She sees the wall.
I check all her orifices.
Oh.
Going that way, huh?
You're very thorough in your search of this body. Very sleight of hand, too. Nimble, almost not perceptible. You're patting her down, and your hand's in and out of a pocket. You find that she has the 30 gold on her still, along with what feels like, weight-wise, some silver and copper. Your
I will take
attention
all
is
of that.
found- Okay. You get 30 gold, 8 silver, and 12 copper. Very
Okay.
rarely have you handled silver and copper to this point, but waitress. You find a brass key of some sort on her. And while you're searching, you
Okay.
don't find any other items. However, in the search, you do notice... Where's my pen? I've got to find my pen. Where's my pen? Because I want to draw this out.
Right here.
Oh, thanks. If you could just, find a way to toss that through time and space to me. What the fuck?
Quick, email it.
Yeah.
Okay, well, I can't draw it. I don't know where my pens have all gone. Anyway, you do find this symbol on her. It's almost imperceptible in searching, but it's inside her boot. She had ankle-high boots on, and in searching through there and moving it, it's tiny. And it's not on her body, it's actually on the article of the boot. And it almost looks like a stick figure, except instead of the head, a circle for a head, it's a swirl mark. And over
Okay.
the body is a triangular shape with branched stick wings coming off in 2 marks, and then 1, 2, 3, almost like a crow's foot Marked inside
notebook
the
went
boot.
either. Is it on like? Is there a lining to her boot, or is it just like stamped straight on the leather?
It looks like not stamped, but it's almost as if the leather burned and raised outward.
Oh.
Oh, interesting.
Almost like the leather itself was burned and then somehow scarred over and created this. Which is why it wasn't very perceptible, because it almost had to be found at first by touch, and then by using different angles of light you're able to see it, but it's of the same material, so it was very difficult to see.
I would like to try to cut that piece of leather off of her boot and take it with me.
Easy enough to remove that piece of leather. It takes you a few minutes because it's leather and you're cutting through it, but you're able to do so over the course of about 5 minutes. Careful not to cut through the leather itself using a dagger you had on you.
Okay. And the key, can I, like, not necessarily shut the door of our hotel room, but lock it and see if the key opens it? Just to make sure that's what it's for.
You can try to do that. You take the key, the brass key, go back to the door, go to put it in the lock. Doesn't fit.
I'm taking this.
Going back into the room now, you hear coming from the tub a muffled and there's an odd but familiar jingling sound.
Oh, you don't make it to game. Grakees will screw with your character. That's all I gotta say.
If he made it to game, this was happening.
Oh.
Ooh.
Not bad, huh?
Going for it at the end of last game.
Alright. Well, I am satisfied with my discoveries. I'll, go back downstairs. What?
Oh.
You're it's fine. Let's see. Nope.
I'm not gonna go see what
Oh.
character. I'm not gonna let him out of the tub.
No, okay. I get it.
That's
He
why
can
I
sit
was
there and stew
laughing.
in his own juice.
Yeah. I was like, why are you laughing? Then,
That's why I was laughing.
because in my head it was just like normal for us to ignore him when he's struggling.
It's totally not a funny situation. It's totally completely normal.
Yeah.
To dress him up in women's clothing, put makeup on him to make him
Yeah.
look like a girl, and hug tie him and gag him and throw him in a tub after the dumbass decided he was going to play owlbear.
Yeah, that's.
Go for
I
it.
don't see the problem here.
Gopher.
Oh, I hope he comes downstairs looking like that.
He's gotta,
But anyway,
you gotta get out
I'm gonna-
first.
That's true. I'm gonna try to go find Garrett.
Before you head downstairs, you feel a push on your shoulder. Raven. Raven. Raven.
What?
I'll watch the body.
I'm there.
Oh,
I'm guessing that's
hey.
Izzy.
Yeah, you see Iski
Okay.
now. She's sort of
Oh.
keeping to herself in the corner.
Yeah, just make sure it doesn't get up and walk away.
Yes.
Okay.
We'll be fine.
Raven,
Go find Garrett. See if he needs any help. Let him know
we'll talk later.
what you found.
Yes, Iski, I'm sure we will. I'll leave before she asks me any more questions.
Raven! We'll talk later.
No! Talk to Zangulus!
No.
With that shout back up the stairs, Raven, you head down. Zangulus, you see Iski kind of turn to you with a grin. She just sits down, starts meditating. All right, going downstairs, Flint, you find the downstairs is just as busy as it was the night before.
Right.
So you spend some time looking for a table to seek out food as you so desire at this point. Garrett, you find yourself downstairs. Again, busy situation. Restaurant staffed. Bar in use even at this time of day.
All right. Well, I'll go to the bartender immediately.
As you approach the bar, the bartender is not the same one as before.
All right.
It
Well,
is a young, looking at least in appearance, halfling woman.
okay. Well, I violently gesture for her to come towards me.
She looks over at you, and the bar's not as busy as it was before, and comes over. Yes, may I help you?
Yes, you may. There are two things that I need to discuss with you. First of all, there is a half-elf woman who is a waitress at your place. She is
We have a
currently
feud?
dead in your upstairs. I do not know how. I am a doctor. I did an investigation. It just a precursory look, and it looks like she killed herself last night.
Roll a persuasion.
God, this is one of those where, because I rolled it. Persuasion, that is a 19. Oh. I rolled a 13.
She
I have a
looks
plus
at you,
6.
and she looks visibly shaken right now, but we'll have to get Thomas.
Yes, I do not know. We are visitors, so I do not know what is going on. I just wanted to make sure you knew. The other thing is, I need to know who your bartender was last night and where I can find them, because he may have information as to who killed or who is responsible for these.
You mean Frank?
Who?
Frank.
Do you know where he lives?
I don't have business with him outside of seeing him switch shifts.
Do you know his full name?
Know him as Frank. Don't really pay much attention.
Do you know who would know his full name?
Thomas?
Okay. Where is Thomas?
I
I
really-
can go talk to him.
He's probably at his home. It's like out behind the building, ways down. He's got one of the nicer houses. He
Okay.
owns this.
Establishment. I will go talk to Thomas. I wanted to make sure you knew if you have anyone who needs to, if you need to alert any authorities, I will go tell Thomas about the situation upstairs. Okay?
Nice.
You are busy.
Happen around here for a reason.
What did you say?
What? Nothing. I didn't say nothing.
All right, I will be back. I turn over towards to look at Flint. I guess Raven's down now.
You turn around. You do see Flint down there. Raven now coming down the stairs.
I point at Raven and I go and walk outside. Like, follow
I
me.
will follow him.
Flint, you also see Garrett gesturing. You decide that the meal is more important, or Garrett's gesturing.
He's always gesturing. I'm gonna see about some bacon.
He doesn't know how to read the menus, though. Oh God.
You plop down at the table. Menus at the table as before. So you do find yourself a spot here. Menu means nothing to you. It's not. It's not in halfling, as you've been slowly learning to read bits and pieces of. You understand portions of the halfling alphabet at this point, and their characters and symbology. This is not that. These aren't the letters you know. This is all foreign.
Hey, bacon!
The guy up at the podium looks at you and goes, he's
Bacon! Bacon!
You see him sigh visibly, goes over to a man that is working over there, and gestures to him and everything else and whispers something. Waiter comes over to you, brings the menu in front. Can't read. And we go outside with that. They're going to help you out, Flint. Don't worry. When we get back, you'll have your bacon. Outside, it's Raven and Garrett.
All right, so I go around. I look at Raven. Is the streets busy, or are they?
They're pretty busy. It's morning now. It looks like supplies are being delivered at this point for different businesses. You see produce carts being moved up and down the different streets. Some stands are starting to be set up, some for cooking, some for selling their wares. But the day has begun in the city, and it is starting to be bustling. You can see ships getting loaded to set sail.
All right, so I walk over to Raven, or next to Raven, and I say, okay, so apparently there is a man who lives behind this establishment, who owns the establishment, who knows everything we need to know about both the bartender last night and the two let him know about the lady who killed herself in the hallway. Zangulus pointed out to me last night that there were 3 shifty-looking characters who were watching us from the bar and noticed me talking with the waitress lady. So more than likely, these 3 men would know about the situation. But the person who helped them was a man by the name of... I forgot. John? Something like that? Can't remember. Anyways, figuring out the name of the bartender last night was important, so I can go talk with him, and then we can figure this out.
Okay. That seems like a reasonable plan. Just as a note, I hold up the piece of leather. This was on her body, or in her shoe more specifically. But there's a weird little symbol here. Have you seen anything like this?
Can I look at the symbol and see if it's like do a check to see if I ever remember anything from it? What is it? What does it kind of look like? Does it look like a religious symbol? Does it look like that I've recognized before? Or
Only religion is your forte. Roll a religion check to see if you've seen any sort of religious connotations around this before.
probably did terrible with this roll, but let's check. 9.
Looking at it, you don't recognize the symbology of it. You haven't seen any religious iconography this way. Usually religion and religious iconography, if it's an established religion, which you're more familiar with, it isn't this simplistic. This is a very simplistic drawing. It appears to have some manner of meaning behind it. What that meaning is, you have no idea. You don't know if it's a maker stamp of the boot. Mm-hmm. You don't know if it has some other meaning to it, but it looks like it's out of place, and it's different when you look at it and feel it, how it's burned but raised almost like the leather scarred.
Okay. I look at Raven and say, Raven,
Apologies, I have a package. I'll be right back.
Okay.
Sorry.
Raven, if you if this man is not a human who owns this place, then and not a dragonborn, then we will show this to you. Otherwise, let us not show this to anybody else.
What about Zangulus?
Yes, we can show the rest of the group. Maybe not Carrick. Carrick can figure it out.
Yeah. He might be awake, by the way. I heard him struggling in the bathtub, and I just left him. He deserves it.
As he's important, yes. I am not letting him out. He tried to pin me against the wall as a gopher.
I think Flint's back in the inn. I think we're okay. But yes, he deserves anything. Any bruises that he gets flopping around in there.
I just hope he does not realize that he is dressed as a woman.
Oh, I hope he doesn't realize it until he comes downstairs. And then we will all make fun of him.
Bart,
Dog!
Bark.
how are you doing, chat?
Bark. Bark.
Let us know your feelings of this chat.
Oh.
Bark or bark? Wolf?
Bark or roof? Roof or rough?
See a shadow.
Sorry.
No.
I see the
That
Grakees.
ain't no performing monkey.
I was about
Did the
to
chair
about
make
to
you
tell him-
roll anything?
No. The chair just stoically stared at us, waiting for us to do something. I didn't want to anger the chair.
I'm just gonna stare at you until you do something.
We're actually going to go behind the building and go towards the direction that the lady pointed us towards.
All right, you head behind the building, and in that direction, you find that you have to navigate through a couple of small alleys. There's some forms of housing here, almost like lower rent apartments.
Mm-hmm.
But in navigating through that, you find yourselves more to an open... It's odd. This area is mostly swamps, but it appears that some grassland has been created here, and very much like the other plantation houses, there's a smaller... It's very much like the other ones, it's Greek Revival style, but looks modest compared to some of the other ones you've seen, set further back, maybe an eighth of a mile down a pathway.
Okay. So, she said is there like any like larger house nearby?
That would be the larger one down the path compared to the buildings and the low rent
buildings.
stuff that you just saw. It's in the
Alright, so-
direction.
I head towards that building.
Right.
I'll go with.
Garrett, you and Raven continue down this very nice pathway, though keeping an eye out. You do see some people are working the land here, farms are being set up. However, they seem less nervous than the other ones that you'd seen before, and seem to be okay out here working. They seem to have a happier mood about them out in this area, relatively. Continuing further down the path, you can see there is someone that appears to be talking to... There are two figures talking. They're a little bit out of range to get good details on them, but they're up on the porch of the house. You don't have really good details at this point unless you want to keep your distance and try and get details. Or
No,
you
I'm
can approach.
going in. Just walking right in.
All right. As you
I-
walk further
as-
up, you
As I'm walking, though, I turn to the Raven and just kind of go, hide.
I will hide.
all right, Raven, roll me a stealth check. Where are you gonna hide?
I
There's
am
sort
going
of
to
trees
kind of.
lining this. There's farm beyond the trees set to the left and right.
I'm going to try to hide in the trees.
Okay, up behind the trees themselves, the
Yeah.
large willow with the moss. Okay. Roll me a stealth check.
Oh, 9. I
Alright,
used my
good to
one
know.
good roll of the day on that search check.
Yep.
You, as quickly and quietly as you can, go and move yourself behind one of the trees, though you were out in the open beforehand. You feel like you've got yourself tucked away here, but you don't know if anyone saw you ducking over in that direction. Garrett, as you approach now, you can see that up on the porch is as you approach, a paler skinned, wearing bluish, light blue suit that has been formed. Think very southern genteel.
Mhm.
Half-elven man with light hair slicked back and pulled kind of into a tight little knot behind him, talking to a dragonborn with green scales. Now you can see him standing there, 6.5 feet tall, tail.
Does he look like the one that I was talking with earlier?
Very much so.
Okay. Well, I approach and assume that he's the same one. I go, hello, my friend. It is good to see you again.
Now, just kind of darting his head down to look at you directly, you see a bit of a sneer come up across the side of his face. Huh.
Yeah.
Well, good to see you too again, I guess. I hear there's trouble in town near where you're staying.
That is why I'm here to tell this fine gentleman, who I'm assuming is the owner of the said establishment.
Thomas?
Yes.
You know what we were discussing, and I am sorry about it.
Do you have
She's
any
a fine
information
woman.
about this, my friend? See, I was talking with the woman in question, and we just found out ourselves. And so quickly, did you find out this information?
Oh,
I know news travels fast in these kind of towns, but
gotta when I run the town, but you're an outsider. I don't necessarily trust you. Had my men follow you. You looked like, smelled like trouble. You approached the center of the town, my place, without so much as an invitation, brazenly walking up. I don't know what you're about. And now, up near your room, we find someone has expired? Wonderful young woman. We're going to be keeping an eye on you.
I'm wondering about your men who are keeping an eye on us, because they seem to be keeping an eye on her more than they were keeping an eye on us last night.
Well, they reported back to me. And there are many others that can vouch for them. Their
I'm sure they are.
integrity is not in question.
Oh, I'm sure they are not. Well, my friend, the message has been delivered. I am sorry about your loss, my friend. I am a doctor. I'm a man of many talents. And I will say that I did an investigation early on to check, and she seemed to have killed herself about 4 hours ago in the hallway. It is strange. It was a strange thing to us too when I discovered it. So, but I wanted to give you the information that I had got given to you.
Did you find anything else?
Just some gold she had on her pocket and a knife in her hand.
Nothing? Nah.
Why? What would you expect her to have on her?
Give me a moment to... Well, I don't necessarily trust that you got your friend there skulking in the shadows.
Well, we did not know who. I did not know who is talking with this man. And my friend is good at skulking, though not as good as she thinks she is. As you said, we are new to this town. It is important to be careful on who you meet, especially in our experience. We've been in many towns where newcomers are not so welcome.
See him look back over at Thomas. Huh? He's an outsider, did we? Leans in and he starts whispering something to him. You see the half-elven man kind of raise an eyebrow. Well, I ain't done nothing like that. Would you be willing to submit to a bit of magic there? Sorry, I'm Tom, and I didn't get your name.
Oh, my friend, and I extend my hand and tip the hat, and then extend my hand. My name is Gerd Vanya. I am a servant of Sayune.
Sayune, you say?
Yes, the most beautiful goddess of them all. The one who brings love and life and beauty to all of us here in this mortal plane.
Oh, I know all too well. Your friend, have her come in.
Raven, you can come up.
I pretend to be hiding.
Raven, they can see you.
Nuh-uh.
I'm sorry. I am sorry. She's sweet. She really is when she's not murdering things, with monsters and such. But she does not as crafty as she thinks she is. Raven,
Young miss, if you wouldn't mind coming up here, could join us, please. It's not
Fine.
a demand, just a request.
Fine. I'll leave my hiding spot. That was such a good hiding spot. I'll go.
As you leave from behind the tree, you hear some snickering from the fields. Walking up to the circle, you see the one who introduced himself as Tom there. Standing there, it's... Dude. Alright. Before we say anything further, if the two of you wouldn't mind submitting yourself to just a touch of magic.
is it dark magic?
No, very much the opposite. This is the magic of Painless.
Oh, pale magic. I am okay with this.
As I said, I know Sayune. She's kind of a sister to my god. Haven't done this in some time. More of a business owner these days. And you see him starting to form some arcane symbols, muttering under his breath. Let me just check exactly how the spell works. And as he's going through it, he looks over at you, Raven, just gives a quizzical eye to the question.
Fine.
Okay, since both of you said it was okay.
Oh, it's a circle of truth. I know it is. Yeah.
You do recognize it from other clerics having done this before.
I actually know this spell. It's my level spell. Yeah. So
being familiar with being able to cast it yourself, then you very much understand the incantation that he's casting. And as he has you in close and finishes, and having allowed yourself to be a part of the magic, you are now in an area where, Raven, you're not used to this. You've been a part of it as rituals yourself. Raven, you're very much not used to this, but you feel compelled to tell the truth no matter what is being asked.
I'm sorry, I don't have circle. I don't have circle.
I don't think she likes that.
Now,
Garrett. This is weird.
You can tell him anything. We talked about this before.
It's still weird.
I know. You're not used to telling the truth. Now you have to. Just be happy that I never casted these on you.
You have a large mouth for a small man.
That is what all the ladies say.
more serious business at hand. Either of you know or were responsible for her death?
No.
Nuh-uh.
Well, that's a good start. What brings you to town?
We were sent here by the Tem Domo because he was afraid that there was some issues down here with some problems. I told you earlier that we were sent down here from your friends up north to make sure everything was okay with the wars and such being gone. They figured they needed more help down here in this area. And I am from, well, not from, but I spent many a time in the swamp in this area. So I figured it would be a good place to go down to.
Where is it both of you are from?
Oh, I have to look it up.
God damn it. I am from the east. I'm from a family of traders.
It's nothing but ocean to the east.
East.
West.
West. Oh, sorry. West.
Hold on, I'm going to pull up
West.
the map for you. I'll give you both the information real fast. I have the map.
I think I know where I'm from. I don't remember the name of it.
That's why I'm pulling up the map.
It helps when you spend like 10 episodes in your hometown during the game.
Yeah.
Remember where you're from.
It does help. Garrett, for you, it was Alsabir?
Also be alright, right?
Alsabir.
Alsabir.
ALS
I am-
apostrophe ABIR.
I am from the Greenleaf family of Alsabir.
And then Raven, for you, it is Havet Javel.
Yes, I am from the elven city of Havet Javel, of the family Tahios.
They're from Empire. You see the one with the green dragonborn now. Step forward. Well, now that I can trust both you, thanks to Thomas here, and I do apologize for being rude, but there is power in a name. I am Hion.
Hion. Good to meet you, Hion.
There's something going on in this city, if you haven't noticed.
humans and Dragonborn, and then the rest of the races are fighting against each other or being with. We have dealt with the forces of well, not
That's the thing. We aren't fighting. Have either of you seen this? And he grabs a piece of parchment now from inside his nicer it almost shimmers in the sunlight. You can see it now in the green dragon. The threads he uses almost appears to shift and have a bending of the light to it. It's quite beautiful and different. It's high quality craftsmanship, but he reaches into a pocket you didn't even notice was there, even you, Raven, and pulls a piece of parchment out, unfolds it, and turns it around, and you see the same symbol that was cut out of the leather piece.
I turn to Raven. I turn to Raven and say, Raven?
I have seen that before.
Where?
Just today. It was on a piece of leather inside the poor killed maid's boot.
That's what I thought. Alright. Well, since you're from outside, maybe you can help with this. This might be the reason you were sent down. We did send word up to Tam, but kept it quiet.
Well,
something happened a couple months back here. Things shifted. The humans and the Dragonborn, they could interact. I myself, in my position of power, with certain members that aren't necessarily human or Dragonborn, but in positions of authority, I can interact with them. And then they interact with the others for me, but if there's direct interaction, death soon follows, with this symbol marked somewhere near. And if anyone attempts to speak too openly about it, death tends to follow. I found myself and certain others seem to be able to bend the rules around it and speak. For example, this magic here compels me to tell you this information. So I myself am not choosing to do so. And in doing so, I can bend the rules, but others don't seem to have quite that level of ability.
Well, I will say that it is odd that this woman, who called herself Cheryl, by the way, does that sound familiar?
Thomas thinks to himself, yeah, I hired her.
She kills herself in the middle of the night with a knife in the hallway right after she was going to talk to us about these goings on in the town. And there is not a noise until the morning after. I am sensing there is some sort of foul play at work, because she definitely killed herself.
Yeah, you see him kind of puff up now a little bit. And, yeah, I'm pretty sure that's what I just mentioned with the death soon following and the symbol.
Yeah,
and
yes, but death soon following the symbol.
it's always suicide.
Murder. It's always suicide. Okay.
Always people that had no inclination that their life is cut off. Family members have tried to stop them, but it's of no use, and some entire families have been wiped out because they try to stop them. It moves over, and they become a part. And
I'm sensing magic, maybe.
That would be my guess.
I mean, it is not it is a simple trick to compel people to do things what you want to. I can do it
But
just
the
with a word.
And to kill themselves?
That is a powerful magic for sure.
Magic that causes self-harm, even on one person, is rare. A city.
You could have some sort of necromancer working in your city. You are a travel city. There are lots of people who come and go all the time. From all over.
Pale life and death. I didn't think. If y'all don't mind, I need to go and order my men to take care of some stuff. The ones that you saw, they are former town guard. Anyone openly wearing the guard's uniform also was, well, killing themselves off. So they've stopped wearing it, which is why you don't see any around. It seems that whatever this is keeping control. But if you excuse me, I think there's some things I need to look into. You've left me with some thoughts.
My friend, if you need any help, let us know. Me and my friends are very skilled. We are okay at investigating. We are good at killing big things. If you have big things or problems with evil wizards, we can take care of that.
There very well may be needed calling on you.
I have a friend who wants to die gloriously in battle, so you would make his day.
If the need arises for it, I'll have you summoned. You know my place. You have my trust for now. Don't.
And your name again, my friend. I'm sorry. It is all this information at once.
Hion. I get it. It's overwhelming, and I do apologize. I need to go.
Good day, my friend. Pizza ding dong to you, my friend. Pizza ding dong.
Ding dong.
I must be something from the west. At pizza ding dong to you, and he runs off.
I forgot that was a thing.
Yep.
Pizza ding dong. I think Grakees did too.
I think he did too, yeah.
For that, you get a free advantage roll on any check you want.
Yes!
Hey.
So you get one free advantage die.
All right. Well, that is what I wanted to tell you. I am going to return to my friends, and I apologize ahead of time. I left one of our friends kind of in a situation. We will deal with him later. Hopefully, nothing is broken, and if it does, we will pay for it. I will fix it. It is just something that I mentioned because we have an idiot for a friend. This is the best way of putting it. He is a useful idiot, but he is an idiot. Don't ever tell him that, Revan. Don't ever tell him.
Before you head off,
I
you have overhead expenses to cover, but at cost for any nights in the rooms, staying in my establishment while you work on this, because it appears to be that you are going to be helping out.
That is what we are here for.
It's what I can offer. I can't offer much more than that, than a place where you can rest your head.
And we will pay our way. Do not worry, my friend. We are not poor. We are not charity cases. However, do you know of any local charities of which I can visit? Orphanages. It's been a while since I've been to the city.
The Western districts out at the temples.
No, okay. That is also where you may find us generally, just doing the good works of Sayune. And Peter Ding Dong to you, my friend.
Piece of ding dang.
Pizza ding dong.
Pizza ding dong.
Pizza ding dong to you. And he moves his hands back around and mutters something else, and you don't feel compelled to tell the truth anymore.
Yay! That's the best news all day.
You do not tell him that I think he's a useful idiot.
As long as I'm not in one of those circles, I don't have to.
And then
I won't.
we head back to the tavern, or at least I head back to the tavern.
All right. Heading back.
I will go with.
Flint, you have breakfast in front of you with help from wait staff that came over, and they also brought a piece of parchment and some colored waxes for you. So while you wait for your food, you
can't eat that.
You look around the tavern and see there are children in here, indeed, with the parchment and wax and their coloring. Food is brought to you. Ale is brought to you. You just demanded bacon, so sizing you up, and they bring you 3 full servings of just bacon. It is a heaping mound of bacon on a very large plate. That is what they brought you, seeing that you were hungover.
Excellent.
And ale, a little hair of the dog.
I'm okay with this.
As you take time finishing up your breakfast, Zangulus, you're still upstairs with Iski. It's been a good 45 minutes at this point. Morning's getting a little further. Flint, you are just finishing up as Raven and Garrett arrive back into the tavern. Zangulus, you hear more like clanging and banging coming from the room and muffled, and this jingling sound that is very familiar, but it seems to die down after about 35 minutes of the 45.
All right. Well, I'm gonna stop by the tables. Be like, I have news, but I need to go get everybody else. So then I go up. The stairs to get the rest of the group.
All right. Zangulus, at this point, you see Garrett up the stairs. Raven, where are you at this point? You're back at the tavern, but are you following him up or just sitting at the table?
I'm gonna see if I can get some breakfast.
Okay. You sit down next to Flint, who seems happier than he was just a little while ago. Garrett, you get upstairs. Zangulus, you see him now arriving at the top of the stairs.
Did you figure anything out?
Lots of things,
Oh.
more things than we need to discuss these. But remember that the big green guy?
Yeah.
He is on our side.
Not so sure I trust that, but
I do, because magic was involved.
oh.
The kind that you cannot beat.
Oh. Alright. What are we doing with her?
Leave her there for now. Yes, I'm sure someone will come and deal with it. Do not mess with her. Just, I will go tell the manager to do what they need to. But for now, get Iski, and is the moron still tied up?
Yeah, I think so.
I will go and untie him. Flint and Raven, I think Raven at least, they're downstairs eating breakfast. So go get some breakfast. I will go get the idiot. While you're down there, could you tell them that Richard we've told Richard the situation about the lady up here. Tell the bartender, the cute one, the one with the halfling, the young one. She would know.
Okay. Let's go, Iski. I'll start heading back downstairs.
You didn't notice her in the hallway because she was meditating off in the corner, almost obscured by the body. You see her raise her hand when you say Iski pops up. Well, no more dead people, and I get to talk to everybody over breakfast. Okay. Heads downstairs.
All right, I go over towards the actual room and open the door. Is Carrick still tied up?
You look over, walking up to the tub, have to peek up over the edge, being smaller as you are, and Carrick is very much indeed tied up in there, now having fallen back asleep and snoring. And in looking into the tub, he is no longer in women's clothing, though the makeup is still on him. Instead, he has on a full jester's outfit with the cap yet again. Though he was
Great.
tied up.
All right, so I untie him, and just leave him be for now. And just untie him and let him sleep. Close the door behind it.
As you're untying him, he kind of stirs and looks around. Finally! What in the... He's pulling on the jester's cap. It ain't coming off.
I shrugged. It was not me.
Kind of narrows his eyes at you.
It was not me. I do not have this power. You were the idiot who decided to get drunk and turn into an owlbear last night.
Did do that.
Yeah, you did.
Food?
Downstairs.
Looks back up at it, shakes his head, tries to pull it off some more, goes out the door, just tugging at it. You just hear, what the hell? As he walks out into the hallway, pokes his head back in the room. Dead person?
Oh, yes. That was the waitress. She killed herself. Don't get drunk and turn into owlbears, and you'll know more information.
Okay.
You didn't kill her. She killed herself. Just let her be. There will be someone to deal with it.
Ducks off, heads out downstairs with you following behind. So all of you are now gathered around a table downstairs. Flint, satiated, whole party gathered.
Okay. I order. Is there like a full like breakfast, like toast and eggs and like grits and
There's southern breakfast.
like okay, so
Many
like
options.
all right, waffles,
Chicken and waffles even.
chicken and waffles. All right.
Oh yeah.
What's the number for chicken and waffles?
God, you're gonna make me look this up.
I am gonna make you look it up. You're the one who wrote it down. It's your fault. You have to make a living, breathing world. I'm gonna use your living, breathing world.
All right, that was the dinner menu. Where's my breakfast menu? Because I made the dinner menu and I'm like, I need a breakfast menu. So bacon wasn't even on there. Bacon alone was a special order. Chicken and waffles. 4-4.
4-4. All right, I look up and I, wave and go.
They look
Just-
over. You see them writing it down.
Okay.
So you know that the order was placed.
And I sit back. Would you do to order anything?
Eggs. What's eggs? Look at the menu.
Look at the menu.
There's 5 different sets of eggs.
It's a lot of eggs.
So you have different property. Fried egg. You can get boiled egg.
I suggest.
What are you looking for? I'll tell you if it's there.
What do you suggest?
The fried egg is good. The fried egg in grits is usually a good combo.
Fried egg and grits.
1-5.
What about biscuits and gravy?
I know I have it on there because biscuits and gravy is a classic.
Say,
Biscuit
speaking
stuff is in the 5s. So
speaking of breakfasts,
Biscuits.
Do you have breakfast?
What? I want some.
Cam, they
I'm
want
so
food.
hungry right now.
Thanks, Cam.
Already had breakfast.
Biscuits and gravy.
With biscuits
It's in
is
the
what you
miscellaneous stuff, so it's 5-1.
Alright. One, please.
You see Kara kind of looking over all that stuff. Copies you, Raven. And Iski follows suit with the chicken and waffles. 4-4.
I will, I'm gonna look over my, menu and just kind of jokingly peruse it and be like, I wonder what the order is to have somebody spit in your food.
Not on
Did you
Not on their thing!
Did you say it out loud?
Yes, I say that out loud.
I look at you and go,
That
that will get them to spit in it. Especially if they're elf. Or hobbit, I should say. A halfling.
Just gonna do something.
Uh-oh.
Okay.
I was pointing it at her, not anybody else. It was obvious.
You hear laughing from behind you at the bar.
Yes.
These folks around here sure find us funny.
We do have a jester here, though.
Mhm.
This is true.
How are you doing, jester?
How's your balls?
How are those balls?
Loud and prominent. Just kind of like frowning and not happy with it.
Garrick
Takes
probably
a
has a
dagger
salve
out,
for that.
starts
I do
cutting.
I do have a sound for that if you want me to rub your balls.
I'm good.
That's good.
You see him now pulling down like one of the pieces of the jester hat, trying to cut through the cloth now. And before he cut off the bells, essentially,
Mm-hmm.
his dagger's not doing anything. He's
He's gonna stab himself in the eye.
doesn't stab himself in the eye, but falls off the chair in the process. You just see him on the ground now, just fighting with the hat.
Who's winning? Actually, I look over Raven. 5 gold on the hat.
I'm not taking that bet.
You're such an idiot.
Say that as if it is a surprising
Shut
thing.
up! Gets back up the table, just sulking.
You bought that thing in the first place.
Buy it.
You bought it.
They gave it to us. Remember free hats?
Right, the 3 hats. My bad. You chose it.
Looked like it would annoy you.
Now it is annoying you, which makes me pleased. It actually makes me happy.
Your misery sustains me.
You see him just get this evil grin, and he just starts shaking his head nonstop. You just hear this jangling that just won't quit now.
Do you want to die? Because that's how Raven will murder you in your sleep.
As he does that, he looks back over at you. Raven sees that look and just kind of gives you just this grin. Huh? Not funny now.
She will kill you.
Get this thing off me!
We can't get it off of you. We don't know how you got it done in the first place. We dressed you up as a woman and made you put makeup on you.
Wait, what?
Which, by the way, you still have makeup on your face. Don't push me against the wall as a freaking owlbear. Maybe you will. We will not have this problem in the future.
Do you know how close you came to being destroyed by the barbarian?
Fleet almost killed you.
Flint did almost
That
kill
would be
you.
bad.
You are
just see-
extremely lucky that Zangulus is as quick as he is.
You see Iski is just kind of looking at the rest of you, almost studying you at this point, but smiling. Alright, food is delivered to your table at this point. Breakfast is served. What are you doing?
Eating.
I am going to try to summon my invisible mage hand.
Mhm.
And are there condiments at the table, like salt and pepper and hot sauce and all that stuff?
Oh yeah, there's a full array. Different spiced sauces and vinegars. There is salt and pepper and the like. Are you gonna try and subtly summon it so no one notices, or?
Yes.
Roll me
And
sleight
then
of
I would like.
hand.
Okay. Nat 20.
In the best magic you have ever performed, now having studied it so well, you impressed even yourself, and that's hard to do. None of you even had a chance to notice what she was doing. You didn't even notice her mouth moving. She just kind of cupped her hand up here, looked like she was wiping a little bit of food away, and you have your mage hand. No one knows.
Alright. I want to, like, kick the table, but make it look accidental, and kick it hard enough that it kind of moves up, and use the hand to knock the full container of salt into Carrick's food.
All right. With the nat 20, yeah, I'm just going to let this happen.
Yay!
In the process of kicking the table and just sort of like rub your shin as if you banged your leg kind of hard, the salt seems to have been jolted in an odd way and flies through the air, top coming off, and an entire pile just right there on the chicken and waffles. Carrick just looking down at it, half eaten, just eyes wide now, like, just kind of stares at you now.
I thought he ordered biscuits and gravy.
Or biscuits and gravy, that's right. Chicken and waffles.
Okay. I was gonna say,
biscuits
sorry,
and gravy.
Zangulus.
Yeah, so
It's like,
the
oh,
the biscuits and
no.
gravy like you had.
Oh no.
Oh no, sorry, Carrick.
Did I do that?
Roll a deception check.
16?
He keeps looking at you for a moment, like he doesn't fully trust that it wasn't on purpose. But you know him well enough that the look in his eyes is like, it's not that clumsy, but this time I think she was that clumsy. And you're pretty sure you got away with it.
Yes. Alright.
Just kind of takes it, uses a spoon and starts scooping it off to the side of his plate, trying not to make it overly salty, taking bites around it.
Oh, he's already salty.
He's really salty.
He's already salty.
So
Yeah.
salty.
So salty.
Just, you see him eating it, just kind of not happy. Like, this day is not Carrick's day. Food consumed, pranks played. What are you
Almost
doing?
death.
Oh, once we've all eaten food.
Yeah.
At that point, as you're consuming the food, you notice and recognize 3 people walking in, brown hooded cloaks. Their hoods pulled back. They walk over to the bar, speak to the bartender. She kind of looks and points like in an upwards direction. They nod. You see them pulling out a white sheet of some kind and moving towards the stairwell.
Those are the guys from last night.
I whisper. They are on our side.
The hell is everybody on our side?
Yes. Now that they move up, I'm gonna look at this. Okay, so this is the situation. Anyone who talks about the situation is killed.
That's a really strange situation.
But they don't just die; they kill themselves.
So what's stopping us from killing ourselves right now since we're talking about the situation?
We haven't said the situation,
Ah,
but we don't know, and it's usually not instant. There's
We can talk about the incident situation, but we can't talk about the situation.
We cannot identify the situation. Unless there is some sort of forcement, the reason why we are talking about it. The only reason why we could talk about it is because we were forced by magic to not lie about it.
I think I need more bacon.
You need more bacon for this conversation. And ale.
Can you do that magic?
I cannot do it right now. I can do it soon, but it is a magic that I can do. My friend Carrick might be able to know this magic. I do not know, though.
Carrick?
What? What magic?
The truth magic.
Truth magic. Yeah, I gotta see how his spells work.
Yeah, because I actually don't have Circle of Truth. I have Magic Circle.
I gotta see if he has to memorize them or if he just has access.
So wait a second. You're saying if somebody casts a spell on us that forces us to talk about something, we won't die.
It's as far as I can understand.
So the best way for us to actually have a conversation about it would be for one of us to cast a magic spell on all of us, and then we can talk about it.
At least,
That seems. I don't know.
was that about the right?
That's what happens, but I'm not sure I'm any more comfortable with the fact with talking about it if we're under like magical compulsion.
She doesn't like talking about the truth.
Yeah,
She does not like the
I don't.
truth.
I don't want people to ask me questions that I don't want to answer.
Well, there's nothing that compels you to talk, just to tell the truth.
That's a good point. I'm gonna see that in here.
I don't have his character sheet, but I don't think he has that memorized. So he kind of looks over and he's like, heard about it.
Yeah, actually, there is no Circle of Truth that I can see.
It's called
Really?
Zone of Truth.
It's called Zone of Truth? Oh.
Yeah, it's been renamed in 5th. That's why. It's a 2nd level spell.
Oh, so do I have it? No.
If you have access to 2nd level spells as a cleric, then
I do.
yeah, you should have it.
Let me see.
Because you have access to everything as a cleric. I just think you have to.
Zone of Truth, yeah.
memorize
Yeah,
it.
actually, so you have to memorize the start of the day, but how clerics, as far as I understand how clerics work, is that they can pull from anything in their book, just so long as they have to memorize it beforehand. They have to pre-prepare it.
Yeah, they prepare at the start of each day.
So yes, I do have this ability. However, everyone needs to agree to be in it, and it's going to take me a day to relearn it. It takes a lot of time to focus the energy. Right now, I'm focused on healing, not on truth.
Well, I'm just saying, if we need to talk about the situation and being forced to talk about it magically,
We all know about the situation, though. We've talked about it before.
We have.
Yes.
I feel not compelled to talk about it right now if it's going to get us killed.
Yes. Anyways, my theory is that because things are compelling people to kill themselves, we need to be able to. I think there's some sort of dark magic at work. I wish we had our face. He would know more about this than I would.
Well, can we do anything? about the situation?
Well,
Don't
Garrett.
talk about it.
yeah.
Roll me a wisdom saving throw.
Okay. That's a 20 at least, because I think I have a plus. No, it's 19. 19.
Okay. Good to know.
Do I need to kill someone?
But no. But I have a feeling that this is we are dealing with a powerful magic, and our friend is going to get in contact with us. But before that, I say we go to the western part of town and start asking around about what has been going on recently. And we can do some good works out there.
Right.
And
All right.
Garrett,
yes.
I thought we weren't supposed to talk about the situation.
We're not talking about the situation.
You talked about the situation.
I just said the situation.
You said the situation, what the situation is.
Did I?
You did.
All
I'm
right.
good with
Well,
words. Loopholes. I talk.
Can I?
but
I think you said the situation.
I said the situation yesterday, before I knew about the rules.
Can I
You
have
just
your
said
stuff?
it today.
I ever watch
All right.
another day.
Well, prevent me from
He's
killing
gonna
myself.
kill himself.
Yeah, so prevent me from killing myself.
We really need him.
You're under suicide
We
watch.
really need him to not kill himself.
Yes, this is a good idea. This is a good idea. Well, Raven was there too, so Raven knows the information. But yes, prevent me from killing myself if I am in fact going to kill myself.
Okay. I punch him in the face.
You have the right to beat me unconscious.
Okay. I stand up. I then beat him unconscious.
Is he starting to attack me?
Roll me an attack roll if you're actually gonna try and beat him unconscious right now.
You did just say you have the right to beat me unconscious.
I know, I'm gonna have to clarify as he's beating me.
Are you using your fists or are you taking out your axe and using the flat of it?
No, I'm just punching him in the face.
You are not proficient at that.
No.
He's not proficient at fists, unlike Iski, who's proficient at fists.
Yeah.
It's also inexplicably half-assed to roll a 6. I don't know if I have a plus. Unarmed strike. I am proficient in unarmed
Oh,
strike.
you are? Okay, so you get your strength
Yeah.
and your proficiency bonus.
So it's 6 plus 7, so 13.
My AC is still like 18, so
Yeah. You go to punch him in the face, and Garrett, realizing what you said as it came out of your mouth, you almost turtle yourself into your half plate armor. And Flint, trying to get his head as he kind of like uses his shoulder and ducks down, your fist collides directly with a metal plate. You being you don't show it that it hurts, but holy shit did that hurt.
Oi, stop moving so I can knock you out.
not now. If I try to kill myself,
Oh. Oh. Alright.
if you see me trying to kill myself, which I don't do, I love myself. I especially
like-
love myself.
Would you like to borrow this dagger? Alright. Fine.
Trust me, you probably will get a chance to beat me in the face. Anyways, let us go to the West Town and do some good deeds, and we can figure out what is going on.
All right. Is anyone doing anything else before you head out?
Nope. Eating.
You finish eating your breakfasts. Raven, you notice a very obvious attempt for your plate by Carrick.
Marine.
starts scraping the edge of his off, pushing more to the edge. He's eaten half of it, maybe. Puts his hand in the way and starts licking just the part of the plate that's still good.
Hey, Carrick, do you want some more salt?
I don't think you got enough salt on your plate, Garrick.
You look a little salt deficient.
You just look something up. All class bard.
he's gonna screw with me.
Yeah, he's gonna do that.
Yeah, I'm sure he will. It's worth it. Just the salty comments.
As you're doing that, you see him standing there. He just starts humming, moving his hand about. All of a sudden, you see it glowing out of your eye, the corner of your eye. You look over and see a small glowing hand there. Just... and it floats over to you, Raven. Does the same. Splits into two and does a little dance of the middle finger. He just gets up and walks out of the tavern.
Return the gesture.
I just...
Breakfast consumed, middle fingers given. You head outside.
It's just a normal day with Carrick.
Yeah, I suggest we go to the western part of town.
Yes.
Let us go do some good deeds for the western part of town. They're poor.
Now exiting to the main portion of the eastern side of town, which seems to be commerce and the main thoroughfare when you first come in, as well as the shipyards. You can now, moving through the streetways a bit further west, you find there is a main river as part of the tributary that has moved down through the forest. Much of the river that you were following, this is where the delta is, and there is a network of bridges that crosses over it, and you can now see it in front of you, the western side of town. It is far more open, far less built up, and more swampland. Some buildings there appear to have built on other buildings that had tried to be built and had fallen over, which had been built upon other buildings that had attempted to be built and then fallen over time and again. So building upon building to build up in the swamp. But there you see it. There is a section with 6 large structures with what you very much recognize, Garrett, as having noticed it, is cemeteries beyond. It appears that the temples are there along with places to rest the dead. 6 quite large temples, actually, out in this area in the middle of these swamplands. You didn't expect them to have that kind of a focus or devotion out here necessarily, but it appears, despite the nature of the city and the jovialness and the party attitude, there is a deep rooting in faith to the gods here.
I like these people already. So what temples do we see off the hand that I can recognize?
Roll a religion check, because even though they're pretty prominent, we'll make sure you recognize all of them.
Try to mute it.
I have to pull up my notes to make sure I have all my gods' names correct.
11.
Okay, that's enough to recognize the symbols of the main gods. And where's the Google Drive? We're on Google Drive. D&D folder. And Master Site. There we go. My entire write-up of the entire world. All of everything. Switch accounts. Stupid Google Drive. I will give you a description of each of the temples as soon as I go to the gods. Is that one? Is that one? Those ones. Where are they? Ah, it's under this. On the far left, you see a silver lightning bolt adorning the top of this temple, and recognize it as the symbol of Hieronius, the god of chivalry, justice, honor, and it is a very one that sides with law. And the paladins are extremely devout, clerics extremely devout, being quite strict in their teachings and ways and how they perceive what good and law is. They tend to be a little bit more radical, but all of their actions in any military form are only against things that would be perceived as extremely evil actions. They mobilize whenever there is something going on that would be seen as just downright nasty in the world. And if you ever see them mobilized in a large force, you know something big is happening. Otherwise, they work a lot of times in law enforcement or to keep order in an area. The symbol next to it is, let's see, you see a heart formed out of a ruby. And actually, this is one that you recognize as well, Flint, from where you are from. It is Ula. And...
Do what?
Ula. U-L-A-A. Ula. Though you don't know how to spell it. Yes. She is... It is a mountain with the heart of a ruby. She is the goddess of hills, mountains, and gemstones, mining, and watches over dwarves as well as certain gnomes and halflings that tend to be more of the ones that perform construction and like they are the ones that pray to her. She is the goddess of sort of inspiration in craftsmanship, essentially.
Gotcha.
In the center section, you see the very symbol that was just mentioned to you, which is, how do I have a symbol? It is a face, though not fully formed, not distinctly human, nor elven, nor dwarven, but a face that isn't of any of the races inside a sun. And you recognize it outright. It is Paylor. He is light and strength, sun, healing, growth. And
so you said it was it's a face, you said?
It's a face within a sun. So it's a sun with a sort of symbolistic face in the middle. It looks really good. It's not creepy at all like the Teletubbies baby sun.
So he's the god of good, right?
These are all gods of good.
Mm-hmm.
But he's one of the most symbolistic of it. He stands neither for law nor chaos. He is seen very much as the center pillar in a lot of cases, and is a marshal for just good in general. And his clerics are seen to be very much pillars of any community, not really siding with anyone and just doing good works as much as they possibly can, trying to bring light to an area that is dark, whether metaphorically or in actuality. Next to Paylor is a disc with a curved line that appears to be a distant horizon. This one you see Carrick actually perks his head up and looks over at that building as you see all of these temples laid out before you. You recognize it as Farlane, and that is the god of travel and roads, the distant horizons and good fortune for those seeking to travel, whether by land or sea, and is said to be the god that watches over all routes of travel and communication and trade for between the races, the one that has sort of acted as the web and glue that binds the races to each other and gives them a way to keep that up so they aren't separated, so that they can work together and cooperate and become something better rather than falling into their own little separate segregated communities and becoming weaker because of it. It is believed that Farlane looks after a meshing of the races rather than separation. Next to Farlane, you recognize this very much. It is a beautiful woman with flowing red hair.
They have a temple of Sayune?
Very much so. As one of the primary 6 that you know of the gods of good. So, as has been described many times before, the goddess of beauty and love and passion, of bringing beauty, whether of the heart or physically, to the world, is a temple of Sayune. Though a bit more gaudy than the other temples around it, it stands out a little bit with its cloths and
it is beautiful.
Filigree. It is a gilded temple.
It is
Is
beautiful.
the way of Sayune.
It is beautiful. All right. Well, I am not going to the temple of Sayune. Oh, there's one more? I thought you said there's 5. There's 6.
There's 6. 6. The final one, you see an 8-pointed star composed of spears and maces. It is the god of athletics, of sports of storms, brawling, of strength, courage, and battle. It is a temple of cord. It is also almost a dichotomy next to Sayune. It is a temple forged more of irons and looks like a battle-hardened fortress. So you have side by side the beauty of Sayune and this battle fortress that looks not menacing but awe-inspiring. It brings a sort of inspiration with it that draws you to it as sort of almost a refuge and a place of just where strength resides.
This is a temple of cord, right? You said?
Yes.
Yeah, cord. All right. Well, is there anything, any kind of like obvious signs, or just people walking around, going towards the temples, that kind of thing?
There's far less people out there, but there are people going to the temples to either pray or pay homage, to tithe, or to help in any way. But you can see off in the distance, and it is off in the distance, a couple of miles away, of open land, of the river deltas and bridges that would need to be crossed, as you can see these temples out there. But they stand tall and proud. They are built up in a way that would only be rivaled by the temples that you saw in Tem, but didn't really spend time inspecting as to what was there. You just noticed that the buildings in Tem are far larger and the city is more built up. So to have temples of this size here, it stands out. And
stands out. I'm sorry.
It's different. It's unexpected to see temples of this size and to see them gathered in such a way.
Okay. Well, I turn to the group and say, I would suggest that you go to a temple that is not Sayune. See if you cannot do good works. Talk amongst the people. I am going to go talk with the Sayune priestesses and priests and figure out if I cannot help out. Flint, I know you do the cord thing. You may want to talk with the cord people. Though the lightning people over there, these lightning bolt, they are of the chivalry of the good people. Ula is the one with the ruby heart, mining and craftsmanship. Paylor, you all know Paylor. He is Sunman. He's good for everything. Farlane, Travelers, and of course Sayune and Cord.
Why
You
not
do
Sune?
recognize Ula.
It is. I think it is important to get an idea of what all of the different temples are saying. Not necessarily asking about specifically the thing, but asking about what is going on in the city, in terms of the the goings, comings, and goings. Specifically, we should probably think about any kind of mention or, well, amongst the common people. We need to find out if there's anything that we can do to help and go talk to the common people. If there's any kind of mention of magic users that stood out, that kind of stuff. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Because only a magic user could do these. Now, Flint, you should probably actually stay with me, because in case I go try to kill myself, you can knock me out. In case I try to kill myself, not right now.
Okay.
All right.
Do we-
The temples are before you. Where's everyone heading?
I'm going to see you in it.
But make it quick. We have namby-pamby, lovey-dovey crap.
We can go to court next.
No orgies.
I stop a moment and think and just stare, contemplating and going,
We don't have time for that.
I'm not holding your legs up again. Never again.
God damn it.
I will promise to only figure out where they're doing the good works and not actually participate in rituals. I promise. I'll tell them specifically that Raven does not want them to feel beautiful. It is Raven's fault.
Okay, fine. Yeah, blame that on me.
Gotcha.
Just keep your clothes on.
I cannot promise to keep my clothes on. I can promise not to participate in any rituals.
Fine. That works.
Promise when you leave you'll have your clothes on.
I cannot promise that either.
I don't want to see Tiny Garrett. Okay? At least come outside clothed when you're finished.
You are all ashamed of your beauty. You need to show your beauty more. Don't hide it away in these cloaks. Just be proud of your beauty.
My purpose is to hide, and that would be counterproductive.
You're hiding from yourself, Raven. You are hiding from the inner Raven. Inner Raven is like, I'm beautiful. Please see me. See me as a beautiful creature. Instead, it is, no, I'm going to hide in the shadows, thinking I'm a really good sneaky snake. But I'm not.
I like hiding. It's comfortable. And stop psychoanalyzing me. Go do your business.
Okay. I head over to the Temple of Sayune.
Taking the time to walk the couple miles there. It is getting into afternoon at this point. You arrive at the Temple of Sayune. Carrick actually just looks at the rest of you and peels off towards Far Lane.
The hell's he going?
Far Lane!
Toward Farlane, I assume.
Far Lane?
Don't throw rocks at the windows.
Yeah.
No!
What
Takes
the hell's
his
that?
off and starts wiping his face off as he's approaching the temple now, remembering the makeup.
Whatever. I'll take this one. You take that one.
Alright.
I'll just walk towards one of the other temples.
Just randomly.
Randomly, yeah.
Oh, God.
There's 6 of them. Which one
Yeah.
from...
Who are the travelers?
That was
That's
Far Lane, I
Lane.
think.
That's where Carrick's going.
Dang it. The sun god then.
Paylor.
Paylor. All right.
All right, you head towards the large temple of Paylor, a beautiful tree, old and just blooming with flowers, sitting outside in a piece underneath, and Niski's just kind of holds. I'm going to the tree.
Okay.
You see her jog over and just sit down underneath the tree and just kind of looks up, smiling. Raven, you going anywhere in particular?
I'm gonna go to the spiky one because it looks
Cord.
cool.
All right, you're heading towards the Temple of Cord. So as you pick the temples where you're going to see if you can find out what you're going to find out or do what you're going to do, we're going to wind down this episode of Bad Rules. It's been shorter, I know.
Dun, dun.
But there's some intrigue and mystery going on. Descriptions of something new in the world for you. I'm really happy you headed to the Western Districts because then I got to describe all the gods to you. I finally got to list out the primary 6 main good gods in the world.
That's good. Which one's mine? I have interest. I don't know if I picked one.
I don't know
That's
if
my
you had
primary.
a god. That's your personal choice as a character. But you grew up with Ula being the
Ula,
primary
okay.
one in your region.
Yeah.
As I said, mining, dwarves, craftsmanship, that Ula would be very prominent where you're from.
Gotcha.
But you did, you did talk about the halls of battle a lot, which is Cord.
Yeah. I probably, when the thing happened, I probably redirected myself.
So there you have it, everyone. How did you like this episode, even though it's shorter?
It was good. I enjoyed
I enjoyed it.
I enjoyed the intrigue.
There is much intrigue.
Yeah. This feels a lot more like a traditional D&D like quest. Hey, weird shit's happening in the city. Go deal with it.
Yeah.
Good luck. You know.
run into some straight up battle stuff that now you're running into something a little bit more. You gotta dig. You gotta figure it out.
Politics.
Mystery.
RPing.
Hmm.
And temples. I am
Temples.
seriously excited that I finally got to read that off because I have written this whole damn world out, including menus, if you've noticed.
We haven't. No, we haven't noticed that at
4-4.
all.
No.
Yeah.
That's some impressive attention to detail.
Indeedly.
Because I like doing that stuff. I don't know why. I enjoy building worlds sometimes to the point where it's like, hey, they would have a restaurant. Oh, this city might have a different system of ordering than just like a traditional go into the bar and say, I want this thing. Maybe they have something culturally different. Oh, because the city's so busy, how would they do it so to make it more efficient and faster? Oh, they could use a numbering system. And oh, what would they have on their menu? And then my brain just starts going, I'm like, yay! I get happy writing down things like menus for fake worlds. I'm a world builder.
It's cool.
Details.
The
Oh,
one
by the
detail
way,
I've
is this
realized
anything
I've
like
forgotten
your
that I need to make
symbol?
sure I add in. I cannot see it. It's kind of... Oh, there you go. Swirly head, branches off. Yeah, pretty much.
Oh,
Okay.
that's
Yeah.
way better than what I do.
Yeah, that's basically a representation of it. Yep.
Okay.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, that's what you found on the leather. That's what I didn't have a pen to draw
Neat.
down. Mine didn't look quite as good. It's a little more with the wings. It doesn't have the wavy lines to it. It's a little more scarecrowy.
That's
but
fine.
That's what I had in my head. I'm not good with that. But yeah,
No, you painted a good
the sort
picture.
of wings,
Yeah.
like, I can paint pictures with words. I just can't paint pictures with hands.
Just takes time.
Words
yeah.
are arguably easier.
Also, I love it. This is one of my Christmas gifts, which I love. It actually changes color to like the
Oh, that's
there's
awesome.
actual like little characters that show up in them. So it's just my new favorite mug.
Neat.
Iris?
Changes color to what?
Like so, like the interior, like when it gets exposed to heat, the
Mhm.
interior of the letters actually turns into like images from the movies.
Oh.
Ooh. Cool.
Swataris. What's Swataris?
It's XSplit mirrors everything in Vandul.
That doesn't look like Vandal symbols to me. I know those symbols. QQ is one of those symbols.
Speaking of which, we will be talking about said QQs today at the Gab's table with
QQ's
Grakees.
gonna be one of my emotes. I put it on BTTV and it's gotta get approved.
In about an hour. So
I'm gonna eat
Kill.
my breakfast sandwich that's been sitting there since before I passed out for 3 hours.
Yeah. I'm gonna go watch the Seahawks game in the pub and eat some food.
Dirty birds.
so we're not showing the Seahawks game at the pub. I'm sorry.
Nah, a good pub.
Oh!
Oh snap! Oh, snap.
Oh.
I guess
Hot
Flint's
damn.
gonna be paying full price for that in the universe. That's for sure.
And with that, I think that's the perfect point to end on.
That burn.
That
sick
bombshell.
burn.
The burn.
Get to a Pokemart because he needs some burn heal. All right, everyone. Happy to have you here. Happy to create this wonderful world and have these magnificent players coming into their characters more and more. It's so great to see. And until next week, try not to roll any ones. Bye.
Bye.
Bye.